Oh, hot dog. Almost summertime. Feeling really good. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome our special guest for today? She's trained as an engineer. She's an ordained minister. She's a member of a committee on alternative medicine with the National Institutes of Health. She's a healer. She's a really wonderful person. Please welcome Rosalyn Bruyere. Very glad to have you with us today. She is the author of a book called Wheels of Light, and we're going to get a shot of it right now. There we go. Wheels of Light. We're talking about, you see these little light dots right here. That's the wheels of light. Those are called chakras. We're talking about chakras, auras, and healing energy today. A lot of people don't buy this stuff. A lot of people are thinking, hey, yeah, right, sure, oh, yeah, baloney, was it? But, but you know something? It's fascinating because inside this book, what you've managed to do is you've managed to bring together science, in which you were originally trained, culture, and history together, in which you examine a lot of the combinations of different cultural histories and their myths and religions and stuff, and mysticism, spiritualism, healing, and all of the other stuff, all combined into this one place, which I guess if you're a healer already, this is sort of a guidebook for you. If you're not, it's really a great primer for the whole
It's an introduction.
idea. Tell me a little bit about the concept of the auras, what like the auras are in the chakras.
You know, everything that's alive has a magnetic field around it, including all the equipment. And only in the last maybe decade have we noticed that these electronic fields may be affecting our health and our moods and how we feel even about each other. And of course, what charisma really is the energy field between people. And people who have a big enough aura influence larger numbers of people. So that's kind of an interesting place for most of us to kind of get our energy field together to, you know, just have a vote in the world. You need enough energy to influence somebody else.
And I guess at some time or another, we've all known someone who has that energy that, you know, it seems to pour out of them. They walk into a room, heads snap around. People are attracted to them constantly, and it may have nothing to do with the physical beauty or lack thereof.
It's not that. It's the aura around them.
Exactly. Now, talk to me about being able to see someone's aura.
Well, it's not really that uncommon. We think that about 60% of the children in the world are born seeing auras until we educate them away from it and tell them to draw pictures inside the lines. You know, we give them coloring books, and when they go outside because they're seeing something, we say, no, get back inside the line. And we train our kids by the time they're 7 or 8 to not see the aura anymore.
No kidding.
But they see it initially. That's why kids look at parents when they're fighting and become disturbed. They see all this red energy flying off the parents, frightens them. So a lot of kids see it. It's not that uncommon. Now, for about 7 years, you worked with some people at UCLA in California, dealing with personal electromagnetic fields that are generated by the body. Tell me a little bit about that. Why? And for 7 years, were you sitting in a room for 7 years and they had you hooked up? I was holding a microphone, watching people do everything under the sun and saying that makes the aura green, that makes it blue, that makes, you know. Because you have an ability to see those things, and at a much higher rate than most normal people do. Yes, and I'm trained against that equipment, so I look for little bleeps that most people would miss because I'm looking for, you know, a small cancer somewhere, or I'm looking for a brain tumor or something. So I'm looking pretty specifically, so that's why they used me in research. But what the research proved, beyond any shadow of a doubt, is that things show up in the energy field before they show up in the body. And we think now that the aura might be the mind. You know, it was a Canadian physician, Wilder Penfield, who said that the mind was not in the brain, but was the aura around the body going through the body. Very much so. And what we found out is your moods might be affecting your health, and we might finally be measuring the mechanism that causes the cells to become sick. What is the, I guess, the impact that modern medicine has had on really healing people in the last, let's say, 150 years? Well, it's changed our whole way of viewing the human, and as our science became so segmented, they started farming out parts of our body to different doctors who didn't speak to each other. So what the holism movement was about was getting them to talk, and metaphorically, that represents the way our body talks back and forth. It's very interesting to me that in some of the material that was sent to us this week, one of the statements at the end of one of the pages was, because of monetary considerations, normal medical doctors are now, you know,
connecting, as you just
That's
said.
right.
It's like, wait a minute, wait, it's because it's money motivated? Well, good. If that's the motivation, good. Then let them get into it for a second. You know what we're going to do? Well, let's take a quick break.
Okay.
We got a lot of phone calls and people want to ask you some questions,
Great.
and we'll get into it in just a moment. More of LT after this. Don't go away. Thank you. Trying to get her to heal this little cowlick thing that's happening, and I don't know, something's wrong with my energy
part of
fields,
my
I think.
life.
Oh, you did, didn't you? That's okay.
That's
Just
all
keep it
right.
in your lap if you
I'll
like.
hold
It works very well there. We're going to go to the telephones. We've got a lot of people that want to ask you
Great.
some questions, and
Good.
Jennifer is on the line right now. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, how are you?
I'm terrific. Thanks for calling, and go ahead.
Hi, okay, I just wanted to ask about crystals. A lot of people wear crystals for fashion reasons, and I've heard that they're very powerful when it comes to your chakras, like such ones as amethyst.
Yeah.
Just wondering if you could just tell me how they affect you and which ones, what ways?
Well, you got to remember, I was trained in engineering. A crystal's a one-trick pony. It makes one frequency over and over again, goes out through the tip, comes in through the back. So if the crystal's dangling down, it pushes all your energy down. If it's pointed up, it pushes all your energy up. So you have to decide what you want, up or down.
Isn't it so that if you are taking the energy and moving it downward, down into the ground, you're essentially returning it back to the earth and not moving it through your body in a whole way? Or
you know what? We're a culture that's all around our heads. So a little down crystal is not a bad idea. Get some of the airheads back in their body.
There's an idea.
Yeah.
Well, I could get one, the one going up and one going down, and get a couple and just sort of dangle them around there. Okay. Thanks for asking that,
Thanks,
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Somebody behind me here. Yes, sir. This is our audience announcer, Dylan. Hey, Dylan.
Hey,
Go ahead.
I was wondering if there was a way that you can learn to sense your own aura or electrical field to keep track of your own health.
Good question. Is there a way to be able to sense your
There
own
actually
aura?
is. You know, everybody can feel it even if they can't see it. If you just kind of rub your hands together until they're warm and kind of play like this, after a few passes like this, you can feel like a place where there's bounce.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so where that bounce place is, you can kind of bounce down the body. And even the audience sitting there can feel it. There's not much around their legs, but there's a lot up around their head.
I'm liking this.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's not bad.
This is fun.
And you can tell if there's something not there.
And
see if something's missing.
You can tell if something's not there. Man, it's like psychic readings or that kind of thing. No, wait a minute. No, let me finish what I'm saying. It's kind of like, how do you know what part is your brain telling you this and what part is the reality? Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like, how much did I make up and how much is...
Yes, how much is pure fantasy and
yeah.
I want to know this or I don't want to know this.
Right.
Well, that's why it's really better to scan a friend than to scan yourself.
Okay.
Because if you scan somebody else, you're going to be dead honest with them. Of course, unless you're trying to manipulate them with this information.
Right, okay.
On yourself, it's like, no, I don't really want to know that my stomach isn't good.
Right.
I want to think that pizza is the best food.
Yeah, so I'll pretend that the aura is nice and whole and solid in that direction. All right, fine. We're going back to the phone. Who's on the phone? Cheryl, thank you very much, bud. Cheryl, hello.
Hello. I'm about to become a registered massage therapist, and I've already started seeing auras or the energy around people, but I just see it as a white light. I don't see any kind of color. I also see energy around plants as well, but it's always a white shadow.
Maybe that's air pollution.
No. Could be, but it's not likely.
What is the difference? Because
well, almost everybody sees this kind of discoloration that looks like a fuzziness.
Right.
In fact, my kids started seeing it and called it fuzz. That's how I got into this business. And so as you look at that fuzz, if you practice, you slowly start to see colors. It takes about 6 to 10 months for the colors to come in. The colors in the field are about 3 times faster than they are in the so-called visible light spectrum.
Right. So in other words, really what you're doing is you're retraining yourself
to see.
To see.
Right.
Okay.
And retraining's the right word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost, and your brain really has to work hard at doing that because these subconscious blocks that have been set up for a long time are really firmly in place, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah.
They
It's like the first time I tried to read one of those 3D pictures, you know, the calendar things, I could never get it.
You know what? They actually help you learn to see auras because they teach you how to focus.
Neat. Okay, because I finally figured it out. I could have sworn for a year that it was a hoax and people, they were perpetrating it on me and that was a problem. Do we have another question up back here? We do? Oh, okay. So what is your name, please?
It's Michelle.
Go ahead, Michelle.
Okay, I was just wondering, does this have anything to do with therapeutic touch?
Yes, therapeutic touch is the same skill.
Okay, and I was wondering, does it also help relieve stress as well, or is it just therapeutic touch just for relieving pain due to injuries and diseases?
No, we use it a lot in emotional problems, and so yes, it's very good for relieving stress as well as for physical conditions.
Is there a way that you can tell what is going, and I know the answer is yes to this, but I want to know why. There's a way that you can tell what specifically is wrong with a person based on the shape or the color or the depth or this electromagnetic field that exists around us?
Yeah, when an organ's damaged, you get a dark discoloration or an actual hole, so the aura will start to look like Swiss cheese.
Wow.
So if you go right to that area and then run some lab tests, because the doctor is the best person for lab tests, of course, so you have an indication of where they should test. Because sometimes you come in and present symptoms, and the symptoms aren't specific enough for them to find what's wrong and treat you fast enough to really make a difference.
It must be awfully tough for you, because I would imagine there are a lot of constraints, legal constraints,
Yes.
medical profession constraints,
right.
and a lot of politics and a lot of other stuff
Yeah.
in dealing with this kind of thing. Have you noticed that you're getting a little bit more cooperation from the medical community in working with you?
Much more, because medicine is now looking at our field. Probably in 20 years, my field will be a subspecialty in medicine.
I think it's already happening.
It's already happening.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've run out of time. The book is called Wheels of Light. I want to mention to you that Rosalyn is doing a seminar this weekend. It's a two-day workshop, Saturday and Sunday, that also includes a lecture that's happening tonight at the Primrose Hotel. And we'll have information for you here if you want to know about it. Thank you
Thanks
so
a
much for
lot.
coming in. It was great meeting you.
Thank you.
Rosalyn Bruyere is here. And we're going to take a quick break. Jason and the Scorchers are going to burn the house down right after this.